pressure on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks, lads. Joined with my guys, Mr. Big, Ballin, Ben Larson, and Swervin, Washington. What's up, fellas? How we doing? Ben's drinking a Modelo.
Hell yeah.
Modelo.
We're going to the classy stuff tonight. Drinking out of the bottle because it's not good enough to put in a pint.
It's Modelo time. Let's go. What's up, man? How we doing?
Didn't have time to go to the store, so I have shitty beer.
That's okay.
That's the real deal.
Modelo not shitty beer. That shit is the God's nectar. Nectar to gods.
Modelo's not the shittiest beer, but it's not good.
It's definitely not Busch Light.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better than those IPAs.
Yeah, it's better than fucking Corona.
Shout out to Trev. There was those Busch Lights.
Shit's crazy.
Yikes.
Anyways, Tuesday evening. It's
is.
very windy in California and Nevada, so if one of us or all of us lose power at some point, just understand why. We didn't mean for it to happen. Mother Nature has other things planned, right? But we're doing the AL Central preview tonight. We did NL Central last week, probably the worst division. AL Central is a very intriguing division because there's 3 teams that are basically really close to each other in terms of division odds and win total odds, which is pretty interesting.
Still not great.
Baseball.
It's true.
But you know, we were supposed to talk about WBC on Sunday. We kind of ran a little late because we talked about a lot of other things. So I did want to talk about some WBC futures tonight. But before we get to that, I do have to mention we are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. Whew. So with that being said, World Baseball Classic starts on March 8th. The odds are the short shots are Dominican Republic at plus 200, Team USA 225, Japan plus 350, and then it starts to get to long shots after that. Puerto Rico plus 800, Venezuela plus 1300, Korea plus 1400, Cuba plus 1400, and then everything after that's basically, I wouldn't even put a bet on that because I don't see any chance that Mexico, Netherlands, Chinese Taipei, Canada, Panama, I mean, they're not equipped enough to beat the top teams. I think in terms of the World Baseball Classic, you know, if you want to take a long shot, maybe you could throw something on Cuba. They do have a good baseball team, and a lot of their good players aren't in the States yet, so you don't know about them. But with that being said, like, what are we thinking about the WBC? Because a lot you have to keep in mind too is the major league pitchers, the starters are only gonna be pitching 4 innings max.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not getting like 7 innings down the line. So bullpens are important. And then obviously offense is going to be important. But with previous WBCs, we see like the offense a little bit behind because again, these guys, you know, this is basically their spring training. You know what I mean? So how are you guys kind of looking at the WBC and kind of ways to bet it?
I think you got to look at the pools too, you know, and see who's going to be likely coming out of, you know, especially A, you know, pool A, I think, and really probably pool C is going to be, you know, some somewhat sure bets of getting in with Cuba and US, you know, getting into, what is it, the semifinals after that. So, you know, they're going to have a lot easier of a way in than looking at the Bs, which have Japan and Korea, and then Pool D. I mean, you got Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and the Dominican Republic in there. You know, three teams that you probably aren't great in the Venezuela team, but you're going to get some good baseball there.
Yeah, you still got a lot of pros on that team.
Yeah.
Um, I think
So I think you're right. That Cuba look is really good. I mean, the USA look is going to be good. They've got some good pitchers in there, and in my man, Mr. Logan Webb, got Devin Williams, Clayton Kershaw.
Well, Kershaw
Kershaw's not doing it. He dropped out.
he
Oh, he dropped out? Okay.
couldn't secure his insurance, so
Yeah.
Okay. It's still, I don't think that's too much of a loss with Clayton Kershaw. So
Yeah, my only concern is the starting pitching for the U.S. I mean, like their
Yeah.
best starting pitcher is arguably Brady Singer,
Mhm.
who I mean, like he's young. He had a decent year last year. He can be good. Bullpen is pretty.
he got nasty stuff.
He does have good stuff. He definitely does have good stuff. Obviously the USA's offense is loaded. Starting with Mike Trout. But I don't think there's a roster as deep as the Dominican Republic from top to
Yeah.
bottom. I mean, they're just fucking loaded, dude. Like, look at this fucking roster, man. Rafael Devers, Wander Franco, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Manny Machado. I mean, dude, like,
Yep.
it's crazy, bro.
Damn, I didn't know Manny Machado was Dominican. I thought it was Puerto Rican.
Dude, he's American.
Puerto Rican.
I don't know why he's playing. I thought he would play for America. He's born in Miami.
Oh, he's a Benedict Arnold.
yeah, but you can go with your with your parents' heritage.
Oh, we gotta deport him.
And then look at the starters for dude. The starters for Dominican: Sandy Alcantara, Christian Javier. Dude, they're just loaded, bro. Their bullpen is nasty too. Rafael Montero. They got Hector Neris, Gregory Soto.
Can Cuba participate in the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
What's their odds to win it?
Plus
Plus
1,500.
They might not have a pitching though.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing with Cuba though is like a lot of their good players, like we don't know about because we don't get to see them.
Yeah,
Like,
sure. We don't get to see them. Yeah.
The big guys on the roster are Jordan and Abreu.
yeah, like they have a good team, and Cuba's a very well disciplined, baseball country. Like they always are in the top.
And they play great defense.
Yeah, and they're always in the top 3 to 5 in when the Olympics. When
Yeah.
baseball was in the Olympics. So I think if you're gonna take a long shot, I think that's probably the only bet I would make. I just think that U.S., Japan, and the Dominican Republic are just so much, just way more talent than everybody else, dude.
What about Puerto Rico at 800?
I just don't think it's a long shot enough, and they're in the same pool as Dominican Republic.
Yeah. And what is it? They play 7 games. So is it 4 against their pool, and then it goes down to 8, 4, and then the final? So 2 people from each pool.
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
it
the top
play in
2.
the U.S. again or somewhere else?
It's in the U.S.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same as the World Cup, where the top 2 teams of each pool advance.
Yeah, and then it's a top 1 versus 2.
Yep.
In each. Okay.
And I mean, like, to be honest, Puerto Rico and Dominican should advance in there. Maybe Venezuela,
Yeah, that'd be
finds
a
their
long shot
way
for
in.
Venezuela.
But
I didn't know Israel had.
It's all American players, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's all American players with Jewish descent.
Yeah. It's probably the same with Italy, huh?
Yeah.
Sean Green was probably still good enough to play for Israel.
Yeah, maybe.
My boy was a beast.
I mean, they don't have they have a lot of guys on their team, but Jock Peterson is playing for Team Israel. Alex Dickerson, Zach Geloff. I mean, it's all like Major League Baseball players, but I mean, it's like, you know, not stars.
Not that upper echelon. Yeah.
It's guys that can't make Team USA basically that want to participate.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, well, why don't you come on here? The thing that I love about USA is like, I mean, obviously, it's one of the best baseball countries in the world, but just a ton of depth, dude. You know,
Yeah.
at every single position, and like they can sub guys in and out, or like you want to play a defensive outfield. I mean, you could do it. Throw in Cedric Mullins and Mike Trout and Mookie Betts or Kyle Tucker, even Jeff McNeil. My only concern is starting pitching, dude. That's my only concern about Team USA. But again, like you're really relying on your bullpens here. I just have a, you know, I don't want to see Lance Lynn out there. There's a lot of guys that I'm like looking at our pitchers, you know, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about this. You know, David Bednar was a solid closer last year for the Pirates.
What?
Uh-oh, did we lose Ben?
We might have. He's frozen. Is he coming back?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Benjamin. Woo. He'll probably pop back up. But or what do you think about the USA pitching? Like, do you think it's good enough?
I think if the starters, like you said, if the starters get to 3 or 4 innings and don't just give up a bunch of runs, I think we'll be fine because our bullpen is solid.
Oh, Ben's back. There we go.
We're back. Just some flickering here. We're good.
Yeah, our bullpen is solid, and our hitting is going to be. I think only team that might have better hitting than us is the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, I would take our offense probably over.
Yeah, I would too.
Over the Dominican Republic, but the Dominican Republic definitely has the pitchers. Our bullpen, I think, is definitely solid. Like Ryan Presley, we have in there, Bednard, Kendall Graveman. Who else we got in there? Devin Williams. I mean, as long as we can get to the 7th inning with the lead, I feel confident in winning games. It's just like, can we get to the 7th inning with the lead? And I think we could do it against every single team except when we face like the upper echelon of like the Dominican Republic, Japan, even Cuba. You know what I mean? Like that's going to be the difficulty because we're putting a lot of pressure on our offense to score runs. You know what I mean? And that's going to be tough, especially considering that like, you know, these guys aren't like in full 100% baseball mode yet. Like this is like their ramp up period. You know what I mean? But one thing I do know is we know Pete Alonso is going to give it 135%. I mean, he did it in the home run derby, right? So we know he's going to give 135% here. Paul Goldschmidt, I mean, we got a nasty lineup, dude.
21 All-Stars, 4 MVPs.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Even Bobby Witt, dude. I'd rather have Bobby Witt in shortstop than Trey Turner.
Yeah.
You know, but you're going to see a lot of these guys, like, one day they'll play, and then the next day another guy will play. Like, you'll see a lot of guys in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, major league teams are probably telling them, like, yo, like, you know, Mark DeRosa, hey,
5 innings.
Mike Trout, we don't need Mike Trout playing 9 innings fucking every game, bro.
Yeah.
This guy can't even get through a major league season. He out here playing for free. But the WBC, in my opinion, it's always been very entertaining. It's always been pretty good baseball. So I'm excited for it. I'm glad they continue to do it, even though baseball has gotten back onto the Olympic stage. So,
yeah. Well, it's been what, 4 years?
Since
6 years? Since the last
World Baseball Classic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last one was like 2018.
Yeah.
2017, maybe.
Yeah.
It has been a minute because it was supposed to be 2020 and it got skipped over because
yeah. Rona.
Or actually, I'm sorry, it was supposed to be 2021 and they got skipped over because the Olympics got pushed back.
Gotcha.
So what's a bet that you're willing to make for the WBC.
US wins it all.
At plus 225.
Yeah, I mean it's not great value there for
Yeah, it's
plus.
not great value.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I'd put that, plus 1500 Cuba.
Yeah, I think Cuba is probably the only long like bet I'm willing to make on the long shots, because like this is just me personally. Like if I had a fat bankroll, like I was a millionaire, and I could just throw 10 grand on plus 225 and let it sit there, then
Yeah.
I would probably do it. But I'm not a millionaire, and I can't do that. So like if I'm throwing $50 in my bankroll, you know what I mean, or $100 and letting it sit there, 225 to me isn't good enough value,
It's not worth it.
especially because I don't think I have an edge on the USA to win over Dominican and Japan that much. You know what I'm saying? So
What's Dominican plus?
200, they're the shortest shot. They're
Okay,
the
200,
favorite.
and then US is 250, Japan 350. Okay.
Yeah. So I personally, like, Cuba is a bet I'd be willing to make, just because of the long shot odds, and I think they're talented enough to be able to make a run, and they play in the weakest pool, so like they're definitely getting through into the next round for sure.
Yeah.
So is the U.S. and Dominican, unless they like fall flat on their face. But Cuba, I think at plus 1400, they're making it on to the next round. So
Yeah.
you already kind of have an edge there. I think it's a good number there, personally.
And once they get to the second round, that number's going to drop a lot.
Yeah. Do they have an MVP in the WBC?
Well, didn't Jordan win MVP? No, Jeremy Pena won MVP of the World Series, huh?
Yeah. I'm saying in the WBC, do they have like an MVP of the WBC?
No, we can look it up. Wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yes. 2017 was Marcus Stroman.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
A pitcher?
He went 8-0.
Damn.
Interesting.
Posted a 2.35 ERA and 15 and a third total innings, including 6 shutout innings in the championship game.
Wonder who would be a good bet to make for MVP here.
Dead or alive.
I mean,
Fernando Tatis.
Is he playing for Dominican?
I don't even see any MVP odds.
Yeah, I don't think there's any odds up yet. That would be an interesting market, though.
Yeah.
They might put some up once play starts going.
Mm.
I think it's hard now because you don't know how many guys are going to be playing every day.
Yeah.
Something to keep an eye on. We'll revert back to this as the tournament's going on too. We'll talk more about it. But let's hop into the AL Central. So we're gonna start with the Kansas City Royals, since they're projected to be the worst team in the division. Last year they finished 65-97, which is a 40% win percentage, 27 games back of the Guardians. And this year their over/under win total is 68.5, so only 3.5 more wins. And to win I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
I wanted to bring something back up from what we were talking about yesterday or last show. We were talking about how teams were going to be facing each other
less times.
17 to 19 times, but it's going to be 13 this year.
Yeah, 4 games
because
less.
there's
Yep.
So that definitely changes things. You're not playing the Tigers 19 times, you're only playing them 13.
Yep.
You're not playing the Royals 19, it's only 13. So I think that's something we gotta focus in on, these, the differences from last year to this year.
Yep, absolutely. And I also think the new rule changes benefit a player on the Royals here, in Bobby Witt Jr., because you're only allowed to throw over to first base, 3 times during an at bat now. So a guy like Bobby Witt Jr. is the fastest guy in the major leagues. He's probably going to steal a lot of bags. I know Fangraphs only has him projected for 28.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Irv.
It's here and there. Yeah.
But I think a guy like Bobby Witt Jr., these new rules are going to benefit him And I think the Royals are definitely better than 68.5 wins this year.
Agreed. Absolutely agree on that. Just because they're getting a year older,
Yep.
and they're going through this rebuild, and they're finally progressing into that. I don't want to say over the hump, because definitely don't think they're close to being over the hump, but they're getting there.
Yeah. Nah, they're definitely not close to getting there. But Jordan Lyles, he was decent for the Orioles last year. He was a guy that went out there every fifth day and was able to go 5-6 innings. So like he's a guy that's gonna grind it out.
Yep.
Brady Singer, I think he has ace potential. It's just, he's one more year in, like you just said. He's 26 years old. I definitely expect him to have a bigger year, but I really like Bobby Witt Jr., obviously, who I just talked about. I love MJ Melendez, and I also love Vinny Pasquantino. Those three guys last year, and Hunter Dozier. Those four guys last year, at the end of last year, dude, they like really started balling out.
Yeah. And that's the tough part about this team, is that they have a lot of depth, but it's just young depth, which you don't know, are they going to live up to their potential, or are they just going to flounder in the system? Well, I mean, that's kind of the tough part.
To finish last year, because I mean, they were a team that I backed a lot at the end of last year, because they were just upsetting teams like crazy. Like they were winning games. So I think that was momentum building going into this year, because now all those young players, your Vinny Pasquantinos, your Hunter Doziers, like these guys all got their feet wet now.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, not Hunter Dozier. I'm thinking of Nate Eaton.
He's their right fielder, yeah.
Yeah, he balled out.
But I mean, Hunter Dozier is another young kid who's progressing.
Yeah. Now they have a very nice young team.
Yep.
Very intriguing team for sure. And they have a very nice farm system coming up too. Which will be interesting. But I think the Royals are definitely better than 3.5 wins from last year. I think they're definitely going to get to that. What do you think, Irv?
Yeah, with the youth movement, more a year better, year stronger, hopefully. I can easily see them going over 68 wins.
Yeah.
And plus, this division is not that good outside of those three teams. So I think they could steal a couple games here and there from them, and they'll be better.
3 teams is still 60% of the group. So.
Ben, the dude I was thinking of was Nick Prado.
Okay, so he's still pretty far down they have
him listed on AAA, but he's gonna make their major league roster.
He's their backup first baseman, it looks like. Well, at this point,
he could also play right field, and he could play left field.
Yeah, left field. They, at least for projected, they have him playing left field 1% of the time.
Did they bring back Zach Greinke?
Yeah,
they brought back Greinke, and we're gonna see Aroldis Chapman return back to his fucking 27-year-old days and get some action there.
Well, I mean, the good thing for Chapman being in Kansas City is like he has zero pressure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no spotlight there,
so he could that's the kind of place that like maybe he could excel in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if they're not in contention for the division and he's doing well, they probably trade him halfway through the season.
Agreed.
So I wouldn't
get some B-level prospects.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're willing to bank on it, but I mean, as far as like Kansas City going over 68.5, like I think they're gonna go over that. I definitely think they're better than 65 to 68.5. I think just their young guys progressing and just naturally getting better, I think is automatically 3.5 games.
Yeah.
So I like the Royals over 68.5.
Where did I have this?
Over just based off added some decent talent. The talent that they got is going to be better. I like the over.
Yes, sir. All right, let's move on to the Detroit Tigers. Their over-under win total is 69.5. They are plus 2,500 to win the division. I don't understand how they're only one game better than the Royals, but they're plus 1,500 better to win the division. That doesn't make any sense to me. No. But here we are. The Tigers finished 66-96 last year. This is Miguel Cabrera's last year. His farewell tour. You know, last year the Tigers were one of the in the offseason, they were like everybody's team that was going to be better. They were everybody's dark horse because they signed Javier Baez. They went out and they you know, they have guys in their system like Spencer Torkelson, who was, you know, supposed to be an AL Rookie of the Year candidate last year. They also have Riley Green coming up in the system. So similar to the Royals, like these guys are all, you know, got their feet wet now. They're coming up. Still got some nice veteran talent, but what's your thoughts on the Tigers this year?
I still think they have another year or two, and I think a big part of that, and a big part of the reason why they floundered last year was because of their injured pitching. You're still going to have Casey Mize and Skubal, who aren't expected to be on their opening day roster. You do get Turnbull and Matt Manning back, but I mean, there's just so many injuries there. You do have Eduardo Rodriguez as well, but there's just so many injuries there, and they did nothing to build this team up.
Eduardo Rodriguez was trash last year.
Yeah. They were all trash last year.
Yeah, they'll probably get Casey Mize back like halfway through the year, and that I mean that was tough for the Tigers because that was a kid that was like, you know, Ben, you know how high I was on him. Like I was expecting him to be like in the Cy Young contention.
Yep.
And then he like got hurt like basically to start the year. It was terrible. So
yeah,
I think that's a little tough. And then Skubal, I don't know what's his status coming back from, because he had flexor tendon surgery.
Yeah, I think it's mid-season again.
So I mean that's your two best pitchers.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And both of them are you're gonna might miss half a year.
Yep.
I mean, I gotta go under with the Tigers here, Ben.
Agreed.
Javier Baez he's fucking trash, dude. Like that dude sucks.
Yeah, they made Tierhan is gonna probably make the opening day roster, so that just goes to show how bad it's gonna be.
Yeah. What was their over under?
69.5.
69.
Go
under.
I have them going under.
Yeah, I like.
But shout out to the Tigers though. They won me a huge parlay on the bottom ninth inning triple. So
no, you got it backwards, bro. The Rangers won it against the Tigers.
Oh damn!
So fuck the Tigers.
Woo, yeah, the Tigers, y'all in for a long year, man. But like Ben said, another year or two because they just don't have the pitching. They got plenty of hitting when they're hitting.
They got two good pitchers. They're just not. They're both starting the year on the IL.
And who knows what they're going to come back as.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything to upgrade that bullpen either. So
nope.
Yeah, no, that bullpen definitely. Well, and they traded their best bullpen pitcher in Gregory Soto.
Exactly.
So, you know, here they are.
Is Torque just going to flounder out in Detroit? Is he going to be one of the best prospects in baseball and not do a single thing because he's stuck on the Tigers?
Well, last year he was hurt.
Yeah,
for a majority of the year. But, you know, like I said, like this is a kid that, you know, to start the year last year, he was the betting favorite to win AL Rookie of the Year over Julio Rodriguez.
Yep.
And over Adley Rutschman. And, you know, both those guys are miles ahead of him at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're a Tigers fan, I mean, you're looking at that and like, this is a big year for him because this is basically a make or break year at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
So that in my opinion is tough from that. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, dude. Because what's it look like if he stumbles again or he's hurt?
Trade him and get what you can.
I don't know if you can. I don't know how much you're gonna get because at that point you're just next.
But then what if they trade him and he turned into a beast?
I mean, it happens. Like sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. You know what I mean? Like it happens. We see it often, but there's no guarantee. I really like Riley Green. I think Riley Green he's a hell of a player, dude.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a dog.
But
it looks like Casey Mize is not coming back at all this year.
Damn,
but, dude, he had Tommy John in like May of last year. Really?
Yeah, I
The
mean
whole year?
he's still on the 60-day DL. They just put him on the 60-day DL.
Well, Ben, that's only 2 months though.
I know. But
Is it?
that means they're not even gonna look at him.
Well,
Is he at least throwing?
no, not probably not. Oh, he's probably like throwing and playing catch. But
Okay.
if he had Tommy John in May of last year, then he'll probably be on the roster by All-Star break.
He had the surgery last June.
Oof, he might not pitch till like August
And he still has back issues.
yeah, but I mean like even just Tommy John alone, you're not even looking till like
Oof.
later. So I mean you're really banking on that's tough, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the Tigers under. I don't know why they're over the Royals. It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, let's move on to our next team. We got the Minnesota Twinkies, 83.5 wins, plus 250 to win the division. This is a very interesting team to me because I think this is a team that can easily win this division. I think a lot of it has to do with health. Byron Buxton has to stay healthy. When he was healthy last year, he was an MVP candidate, right?
Yep.
Jorge Polanco got to stay healthy. They lost Max Kepler last year. They lost Alex Kirilloff last year. So, I mean, this is a team that basically they stay healthy, sky's the limit.
Yep. You got 4 guys over a 3 WAR on the team, and 3 of those are incredibly injury prone players. You've got Correa at 5.3, Buxton at 4.4, Polanco at 3.3, and Miranda at 3.1.
And also
Correa, formerly of the San Francisco Giants,
formerly of the New York Mets.
Yeah.
The first guy to sign 3 contracts in one off season.
Yeah.
Worth $870 million, some shit like that.
Some crazy amount. And also keep in mind they added Joey Gallo, and the new shift rules could very well benefit him.
Yeah.
You got to make contact though.
Yeah. This is a team that I'm not too sure about. It's they did do a lot over the summer, but there's just so many, or I guess winter, there's just so many question marks with
health is their only issue,
a lot of these players. Yeah.
But
if health's the issue, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could say that really about any team because it's not like Byron Buxton and Alex Kirilloff and a lot of these guys are like injury prone players. They just so happen to get injured last year at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when they fell off the face of the earth. But really their biggest issue was starting pitching, and they went out and traded for Pablo Lopez.
Yeah. You've got Pablo Lopez, you've got Joe Ryan, Sonny Gray, Mal, Mieta.
Yeah, I mean, they got a formidable starting 5. I mean,
yeah,
Maeda and Mal are just, they're inning eaters. Joe Ryan, I mean, he showed a lot of potential last year. He sometimes he looked like an ace type pitcher, and then there was other days where he looked like fucking dog shit. But
didn't he start 4 games though?
Nah, he started a lot.
Who was I reading? Yeah,
Joe Ryan started more than 4 games, Ben.
Oh, I thought you said Mal.
Nah,
Tyler Mal.
Mal was he was traded from Cincinnati. But I mean, getting Pablo Lopez is huge because Pablo Lopez has elite stuff.
Yep.
He kind of tailed off at the end of last year, but I mean, let's be real, dude. He had to go out there, and so does Sandy Alcantara.
They got to pitch 9 shutout innings to have a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean that's tough on a pitcher, dude, every day. So I like the Twins here. I like them over 83.5. Plus 250 is a little short for me to take for division odds. I would kind of wait it out because my thought process on this division is like to sit and wait and hope the Guardians and Twins start out slow and then bet them to win the division, both of them.
What's the over under?
83.5 wins. I like them over. I think they could very well win this division. They definitely have the best, in my opinion. Because, all right, think about this.
Yeah, they've got great pitching. I think you can hit that over. I literally, my number is 84.
Well,
That's the number that I wrote down on them.
well, also keep in mind, like, all right, so the White Sox, what's their biggest issue?
Everything. Injuries.
So they can't stay healthy. They have bigger health injuries than the
Oh,
Twins, in my
absolutely.
opinion, because they got guys that are never healthy.
Hey, but they got rid of fucking La Russa, so that could have been the biggest
Yeah,
problem.
that could be a
of
major
everything.
upgrade too.
That they're a bigger question mark in my eyes than the Twins are in this division, because they've got hitting, they've got pitching. Can they fucking stay healthy, and can they do anything? Because the last 2 years, it's been such a disappointment.
Yeah, but they also lost Jose Abreu,
That's true.
you know. And the Twins, they didn't really lose any. Obviously, I mean, they traded what's his name? Oh my god, dude. Who's the guy they traded for Pablo Lopez? The dude that won the batting
hitter.
title last year.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
is his
batting
name
title
slipping in
champion.
my fucking head, dude?
Arias.
No.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
Arias.
oh.
Oh my god.
I can't think of his name either, but I know who you're talking about.
I don't know. But I mean they could afford to lose him because last year they got
Arias.
Arise, yes. Thank you, Luis Arise. Last year, they had guys go down injured, and that's what really killed them last year. So they could afford to lose him because you're getting these guys back. Jorge Polanco had a great year last year too.
Yeah, but I think you need somebody to step up, and they have potential in Kirilloff to step up. Can you do it?
Well, all right. So the Twins' biggest issue last year, when healthy, Ben, was number one, starting pitching, and
Yeah.
number two, hitting lefties.
Hitting lefties.
They could not hit lefties. But a big part of
At
that
the end
was
of the year, and at the end of the year, they couldn't hit righties either.
well, yeah, because they lost their three of their four best hitters. But a big part of why they couldn't hit lefties was because Byron Buxton got hurt.
Not
Because
Byron Buxton.
you're really relying on Buxton, Correa, and Polanco. Like those are your right-handed hitters for the
Talking
most
about
part.
White Sox.
No, the Twins too couldn't hit lefties.
Oh,
They were terrible against lefties last year.
damn.
But this year you add Christian Vasquez, who fucking rakes left-handed pitching, right? You add Michael Taylor in the outfield, excellent defensive outfielder. Kyle Farmer, who can hit lefties, and Donovan Solano, who very well, Ben, can rake lefties.
Yep. But very
well. He's
hot and cold.
Yeah, but he's a platoon player. Like he'll only be in the lineup when they face left-handed pitching. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think of all the teams in this division, like they attack their weaknesses the most.
Yeah.
They went out and got an elite ace starting pitcher. You know what I mean? They went out and they got right-handed bats that hit lefties well. They attacked both their weaknesses. Now it's just, can they stay healthy throughout the course of the season? I like the Twins. I like the Twins over 83.5. That honestly them and the Royals might be my two best bets of this division.
83.5, that's kind of low for them. Especially like you said, if they can stay healthy, sky's the limit.
But remember, they're not playing 19 games against the Tigers and the Royals this year.
Nah, but they finished third in the division last year, so they're going to be facing third place teams in their division.
It's true.
And
well, no, aren't they playing every team? Don't you play 2 games against every team? One at home, one away?
Nah, because you can't play
to make up those other 6 first.
Nah, I think you play teams that were like the same in your. So every division plays a divisional, like, so the NL West will play the AL Central. I mean the NL West will play like the AL Central, and they'll play all those teams, and they'll play them like for 25 games or whatever it is, and then the rest of them is outside of their conference. And those games you play the teams that were in the same place in their division as you.
So this year, the balanced schedule includes 13 games against division rivals, totaling 52 games.
Yep.
And each team will play 6 games against 6 opponents and 7 games against 4 opponents in the same league for a total of 64 games. And then each team is also going to play 46 interleague games.
Yeah,
So
so
46 divided by 2, that's 23.
yeah, but every division plays another division. So like the NL West will play the AL Central, the NL East will play the AL, and they play all of those teams. And then aside from those teams, they play all the teams that were in the same spot in their division. So the Guardians are going to play every first place team from last year. The White Sox are going to play every second place team from last year. The Twins are going to play every second place team or third place team from last year. The Tigers are going to play every fourth place team from last year. The Royals are going to play every fifth place team from last year. So that's how they even it out. Because I think your interleague games, like from division to division, I'm pretty sure you play like 30 or not 30 games. You play they used to play like 14 games.
So each team will play will play a 4-game home and home series against its natural rival and a single 3-game series against 14 interleague opponents.
So their natural rival would be like A's Giants.
Yeah. And then they're going to play 14 other interleague opponents.
Yeah,
for
so
a 3-game series.
So 5 would be the other division they play.
And then you've got 9 others.
So you have damn, I don't know how the fuck they figure that shit out, bro.
Yeah.
It's a long ass schedule, man. 162 games.
Yeah. Interleague's going from 20 matchups to 46 this year.
Damn.
I mean, I'm all for it because
Oh yeah, I think it's great.
then you don't get that
ass backwards.
Then you don't get those divisions that like the AL West last year where the fucking Rangers and the A's were like doormats, dude. So like the Astros and Mariners don't get to beat up on the Angels, A's, and Rangers all year to bump their
win
stats
90
up.
to 100 some games.
Yeah. Well, let's not get it twisted, bro. The fucking NL West was no better. NL West had a lot of dog shit. Outside of the Padres, everybody was trash. Look at Ben. Giants were trash. Rockies were trash. Diamondbacks were trash. You know what I mean? So I like it because it evens the playing field out. That's why I think we're gonna see a lot more win total unders. Like last year, we had like how many teams went over 95 games? Like 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was unprecedented, dude. Because there were so many bad teams last year.
Last year, over 95, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 teams, dude. You never see that. And then the Guardians were over 90 games. You know, there was a handful of teams over 90 games.
And how many 100-win teams was it?
Like 3,
1,
I think.
2, 3, 4.
4, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, that's
bro.
a lot.
Yeah, over 90, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
How many under 70 win teams do we have?
Under 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
See what I'm saying? Like, there was hella good teams, hella shitty teams, and then like a very few like in the middle, dude.
Middle of the pack.
Shooting for another 500 year.
Better hope. All right, let's talk about these White Sox real quick. So 83.5 wins, plus 220 to win the division. So they're the same win total as the Twins, but they have a higher odds to win the division, dude. That again, it doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
I mean, I think this is Vegas putting that number there because you've got people who are still riding the White Sox train.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Dylan Cease was absolutely fucking amazing, dude. He was one of the best pitchers in the league last year, without a doubt. I expect him to get better.
They've got the talent. They got Cease, they got Giolito, they got Lynn, they got Kopech as their starters. Then you got Anderson, Robert, Moncada, Vaughn, Jimenez.
Yeah, but Ben, the problem is like the White Sox always look good on paper, but
yeah,
it just for some reason it just doesn't work out. And remember,
Luis Roberts got to stay healthy.
Yeah,
not only him,
Andrew
fucking
Vaughn,
Eloy Jimenez got to stay healthy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yohan Moncada was like MIA last year. The dude was fucking trash.
Well, I think he was hurt too. How many games did he play last year?
No, he played a lot. I think he played almost all of last year.
Did he?
Yeah. You know, Tim Anderson got hurt. That was huge. That's when they really started to falter. But I think losing Jose Abreu, I mean, that was huge, bro, because he was there every day.
Played 104 last year.
I mean, that's not a lot, but it is.
It's not. It's over his average. So,
I just think this is we're talking about teams that like they gotta stay healthy. Like this is the one, you know what I mean, and like they've never been able to do so.
Yep. Well, but you have a new regime in there, and that's the biggest question mark. Is now that you don't have fucking Old Man River calling the shots, not giving a shit about his players at all because it's not the baseball way. You're men. You don't need to sit for even though you're hurt. Like that's gonna change everything. Yeah, but having a new regime in there is huge.
But Ben, these guys can't stay healthy regardless. It don't matter.
But how much of that was fucking, Father Death out there telling them to go even further because
he made a dude quit baseball.
Yeah, bro. I can't back the White Sox. To me are like the Clippers in the NBA, where it's like they're this mythological creature.
Yeah,
like,
they always get to the playoffs at least.
They didn't get to the playoffs last year.
Is Yasmin coming back?
Yeah. Oh, he's playing. But he's like 35 years old now.
I know. I'm just saying, what's the name made him quit, so.
Andrew Benintendi.
Not getting much time, though.
They signed Andrew Benintendi, which I think is a solid signing.
Yeah, that's a nice signing.
Yeah.
But again, dude, like, this is a team that has to stay healthy. They absolutely need bounce back years from Lance Lynn and Lucas Giolito. Mike Clevenger is trash. I don't even know if he's going to play a game this year. He might get suspended.
He's likely not.
Yeah, he's probably going to get suspended for the whole year, so you could fucking scratch his name out.
He was going to be number 4, though.
Yeah, he's trash, but, This isn't this is one of the worst minor league systems in all of baseball right now.
True.
So,
I mean, they just went through Cole loss really quick, though.
Yeah, but bro, they don't have any depth, so I don't know who they're gonna bring up with him to take his spot. I mean,
and what is it, Lindenio Sosa? Lenol Sosa, Lenian Sosa.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck he is, but
he's a good young guy. He'll eventually get up. I don't think he's ready yet, but
no, Ben, they've the worst. Like this is just facts. They have the worst farm system in all of baseball. So they don't have any depth, which is why they can't afford for guys to get hurt.
Did they keep what's the boy they got from the Dodgers? They still got him? AJ Pollock?
Nah, he's gone.
Oh damn.
I think he might still be a free agent, bro. I don't know if he signed anywhere.
AJ Pollock. Let's see.
I thought he had 1 year left on his deal.
Oh, he's in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
He's in Seattle. Adam Engels in San Diego. Jose Abreu, Houston. They did keep Elvis Andrus. Johnny Cueto's in Miami, and Johnny Cueto was nice last year. He might have been their best starter outside of Dylan Cease.
He was impressive last year.
So I mean, like, that's what
he
worries me.
Definitely ate up a lot of innings for him.
Yep, and Kopech, he doesn't eat up innings. He's like a 5 innings max guy, and he gets hurt very easy because he throws so hard. Lucas Giolito was fucking trash last year. Lance Lynn was dog shit, and Lance Lynn's only getting older. Like, I don't think he's gonna bounce. Like, he's only gonna get worse at this point.
Those two have nowhere to go but up, so hopefully it don't get worse.
See, but I think Lance Lynn's only gonna get worse though, because that's a guy who's a 4-pitch pitcher, and all 4 of his pitches are fastballs, and he's only getting older.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
And then their bullpen is trash too. And shout out to Liam Hendricks. God bless that man. I hope he's doing well. Not Hodgkin's lymphoma. I doubt he plays this year, but losing him, that makes Kendall Graveman your closer, solid guy. But outside of that, you got Aaron Bummer, Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly was fucking garbage last year. Jake Diekman was horrible last year. I mean, Jimmy Lambert. You're relying on
bullpen was terrible,
and you're relying on guys to take on bigger roles now because Liam Hendricks is out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like this team, bro. I wouldn't bet it under because there's a great chance they stay healthy and go over and win the division. But again, like, I'm not willing to put my money to back them going over and winning the division because at this point, in my opinion, they're a mythological creature. They're just a what if.
They're a stay away from me too. Last year I had them in the World Series, so
And I had them winning the division last year.
By the way, 27th in their farm system. So there are actually 3 teams worse.
Who are the 3 teams worse? Well, are the Padres worse now because they traded everybody?
Yep. Padres are worse. Houston Astros and Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, so the teams that traded
The
everybody.
teams that have just won too and haven't gotten the top picks. Yeah.
The teams that traded everyone.
Traded multiple prospects.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Braves just traded 3 of their top 5 prospects for Sean Murphy. They better hope that pays off.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Guardians. So they're over on their win total 87.5, and they're plus 135 to win the division. So definitely the favorite to win. I think it's a very short number considering this team could not hit for shit last year. You know, aside from Jose Ramirez, it's like, you know, Ahmed Rosario was nice for a few months. Andres Jimenez was nice. Steven Kwan is a solid leadoff hitter, but he's not giving you any pop. You know, he's an on-base guy. What's your guys' thoughts on the Guardians? Obviously, they rely on their pitching.
Yeah, they got a great pitching staff, timely hitting. I think if it wasn't for that extra layoff day, they would have beat the damn Yankees. They would have been in the AL. They would have been in the ALCS. So,
God damn it! Don't bring that up, Irv.
I think they should be the favorite to win the division. Honestly,
They are the favorite.
Yep.
You know, and rightfully so. I mean, they have the best pitching, hands down. I mean, and I'm talking bullpen, starting pitching, just super duper deep. Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie was fucking rock solid last year. Cal Quantrill, when he's pitching at home, he's hella good. On the road, he's all right. Aaron Savali, he was hurt last year. When he came back, he was pretty decent. Zach Plesac. The back end of their rotation is inning eaters. I wouldn't rely on them to win you games, but I mean their bullpen, it goes 6 deep, dude. They got guys that could give you high leverage innings.
man.
But again, the problem
Nasty.
The problem is
they got to score runs.
They got to score runs, dude.
Can they have a 20-something inning game with the Yankees or 19 or some shit like that?
I was with the Rays and it was 1-1, bro. And it ended 2-1.
I think Josh Bell is going to add a little bit more to it. I think the way that he was playing in
that's true. He's definitely a bat with some nice pop.
Yeah, I think that will help. Is it enough? I don't know, but I think that'll help.
Also, you know, a big problem with this division is the White Sox couldn't hit right-handed pitching, and you face right-handed pitching majority of the time, right? And then the Guardians and the Twins couldn't hit left-handed pitching. And so the Guardians, they go out and they get Josh Bell, who's a switch hitter, to try and alleviate that. But you got to keep in mind, you know, their best hitters, Steven Kwan, left-handed hitter, Andres Jimenez, left-handed hitter, Josh Naylor, left-handed hitter, and Josh Naylor, cannot hit fucking lefties, dude. That dude, you might as well just fucking automatic out. He might as well just walk up there and fucking have 2 strikes on him already. You know what I'm saying? And Jose Ramirez, he's a switch hitter, but he's much better from the left side than he is from the right side. So, and then you know the Guardians, they go out and get Mike Zunino, who can mash lefties. I think that's a solid signing.
Yeah.
But Miles Straw, you know, he's out there just for defense. He can't hit anything. He can't hit a beach ball.
Literally just gonna ask you about him because I don't remember him from last year. I know he played, but I just don't remember.
I mean, he's an elite defensive center fielder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what the Guardians bank on.
He's like Kevin Kiermaier.
Yeah. That's what the Guardians bank on, dude. The Guardians want to pitch and they want to play defense. And then they want to beat you in 3-2 games.
Yeah.
4-3 games. Which works, you know what I mean? But you have to win enough games to get to the postseason playing that way. And, you know, last year they were able to because they caught fucking fire for a 4-week period, dude, where they just were scorching hot, hitting the ball.
And pitching, too.
Well, Well, pitching
Again,
they were
this is
good all
one of the
year.
most elite pitching staffs I think in baseball. This is in the AL.
Oh yeah, top to bottom. I mean,
One
there was a
through five,
reason.
Yeah,
There was a reason why I picked them to win the World Series in
Yeah.
when we did our postseason show last year, was because
yeah,
I thought they had the best pitching in baseball outside of the
Mhm.
Astros, who happen to have one of the best offenses too.
yeah,
But Ben, they got to get there.
yeah.
Can they score enough runs to get there? That's the question.
And you got 4 guys with a WAR over 3 as
Would have
well.
loved to see him added a bat this offseason, but they didn't.
Yeah, but they'll
Yeah.
probably do that at some point during the season.
Probably.
They're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to, yeah.
They need a guy that can mash, dude.
Well, and I think they can. What was it?
They should have got
their
Kyle Schwarber. That would have been
their
a perfect-
salary is 24th overall in baseball at 91K. Or sorry, K 91 million.
Yeah, because I mean, all their guys are on rookie deals basically,
Yeah.
except for Jose Ramirez.
They can add.
And Jose Ramirez pretty much gave him a discount. So
Yep, you gave him a fucking hometown discount, dude.
exactly.
So they can definitely add.
They're gonna. I think a lot of it depends. Like if Josh Bell goes back to like how he played 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think that they'll be fine because last year a big part of their problem was they had no one to hit behind Jose Ramirez. So like especially in the postseason, we saw the Yankees kind of pitch around Jose Ramirez, especially after the game they won.
Yeah,
because they were like, okay, like we'll let someone else beat us, right? And nobody else could really do it. And the thing too is like Josh Naylor. I like the guy, bro, but he did that fucking rockabye baby shit.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he like struck out every at bat after that, dude. I mean, you can't do that. You like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
bro?
that was way over the top. This ain't football, bro. This is baseball.
I mean, I don't care if you show off, but
I know,
mean,
but
dude,
you got to be on that level to be doing that type of shit. He's not on that level.
Yeah. So I mean, like I love the Guardians. I think they're definitely I have a future on them to win the World Series, but I got a bad number because their number only went down or up after free agency, and I played it right after the World Series.
What about Oscar Gonzalez?
He's hit or miss, dude. Like he's all or nothing. He either hits a home run or he strikes out.
Okay.
He's basically the right-handed version of Joey Gallo.
I mean, yeah, I'm just looking 292 over the what 91 games that he played last season. He's still a young kid.
Yep. And he should be better. I mean, we hope so.
Yeah.
I like the Guardians. I'm just not willing to play it at 87.5 because I think it's pretty accurate. And obviously, plus 135, not enough value for me. Like I said, I'm really hoping the Guardians get off to a slow start, and they might because they play in Cleveland, and obviously it's cold there the first month of the season, so they very well might get off to a slow start like they did last year.
They got off to a very slow start last year.
Yeah, and you can get them at a way better number. I just don't think getting them at plus 135 is good. I think 87.5 wins is about right. I think they're better than last year, but I also think that like we need to see some guys replicate what they did last year. And I'm looking at Emmanuel Clase. I'm looking at Karinchak. I'm looking at Trevor Stephan. Like these were elite bullpen guys, but we often see bullpen pitchers like fall off a cliff fast.
Yeah.
So can they do it 2 years in a row? That's what we need to see.
It's gonna be tough.
So I think I'm cool off betting them, but I'll sit and wait. And if they get off to a slow start, I'll start betting them. I'll start getting some action in on them.
Just for this preseason bet, I'm going to lean over. I think they're the best team in this division, and we've got a lot more unders than overs in it. Somebody's got to take those wins in the division.
Well, my problem is on paper, I think the Twins, White Sox, and Guardians are all good.
Yeah.
I That's what I was saying. Like, I could easily see the White Sox winning this division and winning 95 games.
Yeah.
But they've never been healthy.
There's a lot of question marks. Yeah, exactly.
They've never been healthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. And like the Guardians stay healthy, but can they replicate the same success they had last year?
Huge question mark. Yeah.
You know, so that's a question mark. Like
Crazy too. Like Chicago Cubs 81 Cubs, Chicago White Sox 81 and 81, minus 31 run differential last year. Minnesota Twins 78 and 84, a plus 12 run differential. They won big and lost close games.
Yep, and that's in run differential often shows you like how good a team is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like it's very similar to the Vikings. You know, in point differential this year, like they were 13-4, but they had a negative run differential or a negative point differential, and look what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? So similar thing to baseball, you gotta be able to stop guys from scoring. You gotta be able to fucking get guys over home plate.
Yep.
And the Guardians are a very all or nothing team, dude. They hit a lot of home runs and they hit a lot of solo home runs, and that's an issue, bro. You got to get on base. you can't just hit solo dingers, dude. So we'll see what happens. You know, I like the Guardians, man. I think they're a hell of a team, and Terry Francona is one of my favorite managers in the history of baseball. So
yeah, I like him a lot.
I always like to see Tino do well. All right.
Let's go, y'all.
Oh, hold on. Before we do best bets, we got to talk about this Alabama basketball situation, bro. Have you
you
seen
got to
it?
tell me about it.
Have you seen it, Ben?
Nope.
All right, so about a month ago, Darius Miles from Alabama basketball kicked off the team and arrested for capital murder after shooting a single mother in a car.
23 or 24 years old.
Who, the Darius Miles or the girl?
The girl.
The girl, yeah. We come to find out today during the grand jury hearing that Alabama's best player, Brandon Miller, projected lottery pick in the NBA next year, provided the gun for the murder.
Oh, Jesus.
So now Nate Oates, the head coach of Alabama, came out and said, well, and I'm paraphrasing here, obviously. I don't have the exact quote in front of me. But he said something to the extent of, you know, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
By providing a gun.
Yeah. And he also, his car also blocked the girl in. But supposedly, allegedly, he was at home. So he provided the gun. His car was blocking the girl in, but he was at home.
Tragic situation, man. And
Jesus.
what type of laws do these other states be having? If that was California, he would be charged right along with them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it did
happen.
happen.
Unless he was able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he didn't know what he was about to do with that gun. But if those text messages show any type of premeditation or he hinted at whatever he was going to do, he would be strung up on charges just like the two other dudes.
I mean, he should be, bro. Like, I guess, I mean, it's...
Well, it like you said, it depends on the state, because I think Alabama is an open carry state. So long as you're not a felon, you can own a gun. But he got to be smarter than that. Like, if one of your teammates texts you, "Oh, bring me the gun," like, for what? Why would I bring you my gun? And even if you got into a fight, a shootout, or whatever, handle your candle, fam. That ain't got shit to do with me.
Yeah,
bro, projected lottery pick.
Man,
I think the bigger thing though is Nate Oates sitting there and saying, and they knew about this all along.
Yeah, they knew about it. No suspension, no
nothing.
Type of nothing.
We just found out about this today because it got unsealed in the grand jury, so the public got to find out about it.
Yeah, and he said wrong place, wrong time. That's all he said.
That's all he said. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. with Alabama. Like, tomorrow they're 17.5-point favorites against South Carolina. Like, I would assume that Brandon's not gonna play.
Nah, I think he playing.
I mean, dude, like, there's gonna be a lot of questions, bro, that Nate Oates is gonna have to happen, and I have a very conservative friend who's a basketball fan too, and he told me like he'd be shocked if Nate Oates is coaching Alabama next year, and he's like
I would be too.
he's like a pro gun guy,
Mm-hmm.
and his reasoning was like, like they knew about this and they basically hid it from the public for a reason, and it was Tuscaloosa police. Like it happened on the campus, so it was campus police.
Yeah, it was right on campus.
So, Nate Oates has a lot of say in a lot of push. So who knows what actually happened? That's what I was saying. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to say this happened or not. But like that's what when me and Brian were talking. I was like, bro, I wouldn't be shocked if it comes out later that he pulled the trigger and this dude took a fall for him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it did happen. I'm just saying like it wouldn't shock me if that was the case.
Yeah, that whole situation is tricky. And it just goes to show that these coaches have a lot of power at these universities and all this other stuff. Because even when Bama football players would toe the line and some crazy shit would happen, Lord knows how much Nick Saban done got swept up under the rug at Alabama.
Hell yeah, bro. He's the highest paid.
And we not gonna know till years later, just like Miami and Florida under Urban Meyer. That he had hitters on his team and turned a blind eye.
Yeah, dude, shooting guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So was the other guy who's getting, charged for capital murder? Is he another basketball player?
Yeah, he was on the team. He's off the team now.
Yeah, he wasn't that good.
But he was.
He was on the
He was
team. Yeah.
definitely on the team.
And these other, so the two people who are getting charged, and then Miller and this other guy who's now getting implicated in it, are they all basketball players? All four of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Miller and Miles are.
Miller and Miles.
They're the
When they were getting arrested, he was "I love you to death" and da 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 and all this other dumb shit. But
Okay.
It's crazy, bro. It's a crazy story, bro. Like it's pretty insane.
I understand, like we all get put in situations, but bro, you just got to be smarter than that. First off, it's nothing that young woman did to them or anybody else that deserves them getting a gun from somebody and shooting in her car and killing her. Like, come on, if a woman tell you no, just move on to the next one. You're not gonna always bat 100% when it comes to women, let alone anything in life. So you just gotta, as a young man, and plus you're a basketball player, bro. Go on campus. Everybody know who you are. Even the dudes riding the bench get more ass than the law allows. So come on now, bro. Like, so man, this like situations like this just make me think like some people just don't deserve God-given talent, and he was one of them. Like, bro, even if you wasn't making NBA, if you're a bench player or even getting minutes on a team like that, overseas, G League, you can have a long, profitable career. Just make sure you get your degree or something to fall back on. But doing dumb shit like this, man, they need to. I'm gonna sound harsh, and people might not like it, but shit like this they need to bring back the firing squad for shit like this. Eye for an eye, man.
Three basketball players: Darius Miles, Jaden Bradley, and Brandon Miller.
I don't think Bradley got charged though.
No, Bradley and Miller, but now they're on Tuesday. So today at the hearing for Miles and Davis, more details emerged, including the presence at the scene of two additional Alabama players. Jaden Bradley and Brandon Miller. So they were there.
Yep. Well, Brandon Miller's saying that he wasn't there, but his car was the one blocking the fucking girl from getting out, and he provided the gun for the murder. So That's why it's just not adding up, dude. Like, 2 + 2 = 4, but this is not adding up at all. So it'll be interesting how it all plays out. Tomorrow's their first game since all this comes out, and it's almost like we might as well auto bet South Carolina plus 17.5 tomorrow, dude. I'm serious, bro. Like,
Take a money line, bro.
I wouldn't do that. Javon Quinterly's still gonna play, and Alabama still has a lot of talent. But I mean, Brandon Miller's a big part of what they do, bro. He's their best player. So
Exactly. But I think he played. If they haven't suspended him by now or did any type of,
but that's the problem, Irv, is that they should have suspended him. They should have suspended him just for being there and providing the gun. And now the public knows about it. So now they're under this public perception and shit.
And you have 3 people that are doing this. I mean, you might suspend the whole team. Like, you might assistant AD might.
Well, not only that, like, this is a loss of institutional control.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Nate Oates is sitting here and he's telling us, well, I can't control them.
Now I think about it, if he lives on campus, how the fuck does he have a gun on campus?
So Miles, sorry,
exactly.
He should be suspended from the university off the rip just because of that.
Dude.
Yeah, Miles texted Miller to bring his gun to where they were, according to the police. When Miller got to the scene, Miles told Davis, the heat is in the hat, so it's loaded. One in the chamber. Or sorry, there's one in the head. There's one in the chamber. And then Miles moved his girlfriend back to get her out of the line of fire, so he knew this was going down.
Yep.
This is bad.
It's not good, dude. And the crazy thing is the NCAA suspended DeAndre Ayton for 1 game. They said, you might have taken money. We need to suspend you for 1 game. But this dude provided a fucking murder weapon. And they haven't said shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that coach is done.
He might be, and the sad thing is he's a hell of a fucking basketball coach, dude.
I know, but he might have to go to like Division 2 or Division 3 and to this blow over and get another D1 job. But I wouldn't be surprised if that dude is fired because he handled this terribly.
He came out with the apology already.
Yeah, like I said, my friend that's a huge college basketball fan that's also like a huge conservative. Like he even said like, bro, there's no way this dude does not get fired.
Yeah, because they're gonna put pressure on the university.
Yep, and it's a loss of institutional control. You know what I mean? Like he went out and said, well, I can't control my players. Well, bro, like, why does your player have a gun on campus? First of all,
and secondly, I know they was out past curfew.
Yeah, dude, it's just it's a crazy situation, man. But it's something to keep our eye on, and I feel sorry for anybody that took Alabama to win the national title because you basically fucking light a flame to that ticket now, dude. That shit is long gone. Woo! Crazy shit. So are we taking South Carolina plus 17.5 tomorrow? Sorry, I don't mean to like.
Yeah.
I feel like we almost have to, dude. Like.
Well, we gotta wait and see if Miller's not playing.
Dude, I have a feeling that it's gonna come out that
I wouldn't be shocked if they haven't done anything by now. I don't think they're gonna suspend him.
I think they might have to though.
I think they have to, yeah.
Yeah, they might have to because now the more you look at it, the only way he might not get suspended if he doesn't live on campus, and I'm pretty sure he does.
One, I think you also see Oates getting suspended tomorrow.
I didn't look at it that way, but
if you're as in the university setting, if he says that's a huge hit to your athletics department, and you got to take him out of that right away.
Yeah, I mean,
whether or not you're going to be a big part of March Madness,
you have to assume though that the institution knew the same details that he did, right? But now that it's public, it's like somebody's got to save. Somebody's got to save face. Who's gonna save face? You know what I It's unfortunate though. Like, you know, that girl didn't deserve that shit.
No,
Yeah,
not
and
at
she
all.
had a daughter too.
Shit's hella sad. All because it's all because she turned him down, right, Irv?
Yep. It was either him or the dude he was with, where the fuck that clown was. But they had some type of incident, and then 5 minutes later, Miller dumbass pull up with his gun,
Yep.
and the shooting happens. So I think she tried to drive away, right, or something, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
his
the
car
car was
blocked
blocked.
him in.
Oh yeah,
There were 2 cars that blocked the street, they said.
See, that's when you need campus police standing right there, and then as soon as he starts shooting, they blow his head off.
For real. It's a very unfortunate.
It's a horrible situation.
Let's go, y'all.
Well, let's get some best bets from our AL Central. Let's bring some happiness to this real quick.
I'm gonna go
Sorry,
over.
I didn't mean to bring it down. We had to talk about that.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna lean the over for. I'm gonna make it a best bet. Over for the Indians.
Over for the Indians. Guardians.
You can't call them.
Oh, my bad, Guardians.
All right, so
And I watched Major League today. Please forgive me.
Irv is over 87.5 on the Guardians. Ben?
I am gonna go over Kansas City, and I think I'm gonna go over White Sox as well.
And White Sox. 83.5.
Also gonna go Flamers -1.5.
No,
and
we're not doing.
Stars
We're not.
-1.5.
We'll get to that after.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over 68.5 Royals. I think that's my favorite bet. And then also I'm gonna go over Twins 83.5.
You're gonna go over what?
Twins 83.5.
Okay.
One of these two is like 3. No, you know what? Instead of Twins, I'm going under 69.5 Tigers.
See that too.
Lay me down on that. All right. For tomorrow, what best bets you got? For Wednesday, February 22nd.
I'll go first. Go ahead.
No, you go first, Ben.
I'm gonna go Calgary -1.5.
Calgary.
Arizona cannot stop the puck from going in the back of the net. 3.5.
I feel like every time
game
someone takes Calgary as a bet or a fades
goes against Arizona,
they win.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but that last game, bro, they scored the first goal, then they lost 6-1. That was terrible.
Jesus.
yeah, and Markstrom's playing really well right now. I gotta do it.
All right.
Yeah, 3.45 goals against average. And then we're going to also go with the Stars over the Blackhawks. Blackhawks just played today. Got a great goal. Absolutely beautiful goal.
Hold on, so you're taking Stars. What is it? -400?
-1.5.
Oh, -1.5.
Yeah,
So-
you can't take a money line. There's
No,
money.
exactly. No
Well, I
value
mean,
there.
You can take a money. That's good value if you want to throw like 400 to win 100.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah. Last game Stars beat him 6-4, and that was not on a back-to-back for the Blackhawks. Again, absolutely beautiful goal by Kane tonight. They beat the Golden Knights, which was a huge surprise. But I just don't think they can do it back-to-back like this. So we're gonna go Dallas -1.5.
All
Dallas
right.
defense really good.
Irv?
Jets, Islanders, where you leaning? The Islanders have been hot.
Neither of them played today.
And the Islanders are at home.
I'd lean Winnipeg. They're a bigger, more gritty team.
Okay.
Irv, what's your best bets?
My best bets are
Or best
give
bet,
me
whatever.
Auburn -12.5. They're gonna beat the shit out of
Auburn's good at home.
Yeah, they're at home and they're playing. Let me tell you who they're playing. They're playing Ole Miss. They're chalk pack Ole Miss up before the tip. And I like I like Iowa -1 on the road against Wisconsin.
All right.
Wisconsin is not a good team this year.
Yeah, I don't like that bet. Not willing to play Wisconsin, but I don't like betting against Wisconsin at the Kohl Center. It's a tough place to play. Iowa also not very good on the road. Keep that in mind. Also, I don't remember the last time they won in the Kohl Center. It's been a while.
Irv, I do like Jets. Islanders have a lot of injuries right now.
Okay.
My two best bets, I'm going UConn -7 against Providence. I don't like fading Providence, but UConn's at home. They're playing very well right now. They kind of got things back going. I like UConn in this spot. I don't think Providence has a size to match up, and this is a revenge spot too because Providence did beat UConn earlier in the year in Providence. So
beat them handily too.
Yep. So I think UConn has fucking devil eyes in this, dude. I think they're looking for a blowout. And then the last team that this happened to was Marquette, and they blew the fuck out of Marquette at home. And Marquette's the best team in the Big East. They're gonna win the Big East title outright. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also gonna take South Carolina +17.5 against Alabama because I don't think Brandon Miller is gonna end up playing, and there's going to be a lot of distractions for this Alabama team tomorrow because they're going to be getting asked left and right by media all day. Everybody, like, what's going on? What's the thought? What's the mindset? Like, I just think there's a lot of distractions. So give me South Carolina +17.5 tomorrow. Give me UConn -7.5, and let's get this going. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. We will be back on Sunday night. We'll be recapping the weekend sports, looking ahead to the next day. Talking some more WBC maybe as we get closer to it.
Some more XFL.
Definitely some more XFL, baby. Sea Dragons -2.5 on Thursday. Lock it in now at home. Home opener. Thank you everybody for joining us though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure to follow us. Follow myself on Twitter at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow Irvin at Swervin Irvin TSP. Ben doesn't have a Twitter, he needs to get on there. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. Go to taproomsportspodcast.com. You can find all the socials there, Facebook, everything. But man, we really appreciate y'all for locking in with us and hanging out with us. And tell your friends, man. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's get this money, baby, and let's have a very blessed Wednesday. Y'all be safe.
AL West next week.
AL West, baby, let's go.
Best division in baseball.
No, AL West, not NL West.
I know, I was trolling.